Welcome to Table Flip, hosted by the lovely Susie and the impeccable Barry, with special guests, Captain Sparkles, Belated Media. Come along and let's flip tables.
Welcome! Thank you for joining us here today for this fine occasion.
Thank you so much. Your invite was received by passenger pigeon, and then that passenger pigeon was consumed and delicious.
Wonderful, sir. Good.
I am so glad that you invited me, Michael of Chocolate Town, to be joining you. Yes.
Do tell.
Well, most things are made in chocolate, and as a result, we suffer from a lot of architectural, structural damage.
Bully, just bully. You know, I own a few factories in Vanillaburg.
I don't know how close we can be seated now. There is a bit of a rivalry.
Thank you for joining us, Michael.
Thank you, Barry.
Well, I'm Jordan. I come from London, originally from New York, and I'm on a journey around the world. This is about day 43, trying to make it around in 80 days. So glad to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. Hopefully, we can have a jolly good time.
Of course.
Thank you, Jordan.
If I may, why 80 days?
Well, you see, if it takes any longer than that, you tend to suffer the effects that are caused by the dateline and
Sort of a Cinderella situation. Past midnight, you turn into a pumpkin or something like that.
It's along those lines. No one has actually had it happen to them yet. It's merely theoretical,
What
but
do
I don't
you
want to
think
tempt
you
it.
would turn into?
I think I might turn into my balloon, to be completely honest with you.
That is horrifying.
It is.
Oh,
You might be
God.
your own rider's brother.
You could be full of hot air right now.
My word.
Well, I'm so glad you're both able to make it today.
Of course.
I know you both have traveled such great distances.
We
But-
have indeed.
We brought you here for a reason.
What could that be?
Is one of us going to be murdered?
Possibly, but that is not what is under this table.
Oh,
This
Okay, is
thing.
upon it.
what is it?
It is a game.
We shall show you. It is Metagame.
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 Is it a game within a game?
It's a game within a game.
But the game is inside a box,
Yes.
not
Which is
inside
inside
a
a room.
game. And that room.
And aren't rooms just boxes?
Metagame is a party game for 4 or more players, wherein they must debate various cultural events to amuse and appease a critic or panel of critics. Play begins by finding the player who most recently finished reading a book. This player becomes the first critic. The cards are separated into 2 decks, culture and discussion. The critic turns over the first discussion card. If it contains any blanks, the critic decides how to fill them. Players must then choose a culture card from their hand that best matches the discussion card. Finally, the critic calls upon each player one by one to reveal their culture card and make the case for why they have the best match. After hearing everyone's argument, the critic then decides who had the best and worst arguments. The player with the best argument is awarded the prize of discarding any culture card from his hand and drawing a new one, while the player with the worst argument becomes a critic. When only one player is left, he or she is declared the winner of the game. All right, Grumps, let's get critical.
So, you may notice that there are 2 different copies of Metagame here.
There are indeed.
Intriguing.
So, this one is nothing but video games. This version is a preview of a new version of Metagame that recently had a Kickstarter. And this is all of pop culture, and we're going to start with this deck.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
That sounds most good.
Most chocolatey.
All right, you don't have to make fun.
All right, so to decide who goes first, we have to talk amongst ourselves about who has read a book to completion
Most
lately.
recently. Yes.
Well, it would most likely not be me, as my books melt as I read them, as everything is made out of chocolate.
I also do not read. I hire people to read for me.
I think the last time I read was approximately 10 years ago.
Well, I guess I'm the lucky one because I read a book literally 2 weeks ago.
Look at you, all literally reading
So
and whatnot.
learned.
Let's get started then, shall we? I will deal out your cards since I'm going to be going first.
Yes, this is elimination round. So, the loser of each round joins the critics table, which is the same table as this one.
All right.
Very good.
Well, shall we get started? I will ask the first question, which is, Which will get you laid if you mention it?
Ooh, a wonderful question.
Which will get you laid if you mention it? And by laid, we mean bedded.
Yes.
Which will get you laid?
Very good. All right. We'll start with you.
Well, clearly, the thing that will get you laid is dancing, and nothing is better in the world of dance than the move the Cabbage Patch.
But doesn't that require doing and not saying?
Yeah, I believe the card was if you mention it.
Oh, I can not only mention it. As you see, actions speak louder than words, my dear.
But is it not true that few things are less sexy than cabbage?
I can think of at least 2 things that are less sexy than cabbage.
Do tell, sir, do tell.
One of them is compost,
Too true.
and the other is vanilla.
Sir?
Shots have been fired, I understand, and
you bite your tongue, sir.
I will not bite my tongue, I will only bite chocolate.
All right, all right, all right. Settle down. Barry, if you would please.
I also find dancing to be a very attractive feature. So, West Side Story will get you laid if you mention it. The snapping and the ha and the hoo.
I will say I am a fan of the Broadway, and it is quite the show.
It is also based off of the famous story of Romeo and Juliet. And what is more romantic than Romeo and Juliet?
And before Romeo and Juliet, the story of Pyramus and Thisbe.
I am a romantic. What do you have, Jordan?
Well, I have the Harry Potters.
They will get you laid if you mention them.
I do believe they will. You see, there are many a female who are great fans of Harry Potter and merely discussing it.
Do you think that reciting a spell might get you in bed?
Oh, there's definitely one for that.
Probably.
And now you want to learn it.
Well,
Naturally.
yes.
I know many a lady and gentleman who are into all of these, except maybe the Cabbage Patch.
How do you mean? I feel like everybody loves the Cabbage Patch.
Maybe if you could show me a demonstration, I would have a better illustrated
Well,
view
it's
of it
it's
in
a
my
bit
mind.
of a swaying of the hips, you know, and you can sometimes rise and lower your levels.
God, how is he going up and down like that?
You are giving me the vapors. Please, have a seat. I believe that was the move.
Exactly.
Well,
She's having a wonderful time there.
She is indeed a little bit frumpy,
do not
but she seems to
sway
be delighted.
from the question at hand, which is mentioning and not doing.
I again recite that actions speak louder than
all
words.
right, so West Side Story is very cool because it is about romance, and I feel like that would grab anyone's heart, male or female. And Harry Potter is very fun and something that I personally enjoy.
Yes.
But how much do you enjoy the Cabbage Patch?
She enjoys Harry Potter a lot more than the Cabbage Patch.
She enjoys the Cabbage Patch so
What is your decision, Susie?
I'm gonna have to go West Side Story. I feel a closer draw.
Poor
I
decision.
feel like you are the Jets and I am the Sharks.
For the
I'm
worst
the Sharks and
part,
you're the Jets.
I'm gonna pick the Cabbage Patch, but that only means that you are now my adversary.
I will now make it rain fire on both of you.
I'll bring an umbrella.
So,
Fire will not be blocked by an umbrella.
Steel umbrella.
Yes, again,
Michael,
the
please,
heat.
Please, your blood levels.
I'm
I'm worried for your health. If you could please ask a question, maybe it'll make you feel a little bit less faint.
Yes. Which is the best icon for the blank century? And I get to decide what the blank is, I suppose. So I will say the 15th century.
Yes.
You know, something that you were all so well versed in. I believe that would be the Renaissance era.
That
would
was
be encompassing
incredibly
that.
fast.
It
Jordan.
was. I do have an answer for this.
He's pretty confident.
Jordan is very well learned as he has been traveling around the world. He's probably absorbed some of the culture,
I have.
perhaps through osmosis.
It's a very well-known icon. I
Well,
must
then
say.
go first,
Shall I go
please.
first? I do believe the Bible is the best icon for the 15th century. I think it speaks for itself.
In many verses. And Barry, to you.
I chose Waiting for Godot because I know that people enjoyed waiting in the 15th century. And what else can one say about the 15th century?
I
besides-
do believe that says 1952.
A little bit anachronistic, mayhaps. But Susie, what
Well.
think you?
I believe that the Bible was probably most quoted in the 15th century.
So was waiting for Godot. When will he get here? Well, this is boring.
I feel he has a bit of a point in terms of the quotesmanship. However, you are
I
also
pride myself on my quotemanship.
However, you are also a rival, as one with vanilla being a favored flavor.
Mustn't bring flavors into this discussion.
Susie, what think you?
I'm gonna go with Jordan.
I also feel that Jordan has made the proper choice.
A very wise decision.
We make wise decisions.
Very good.
We are gentlefolk.
Very good. All around.
So then does that mean that Jordan would be our winner, as he is the
believe-
last man standing?
I believe
Correct.
that makes Jordan the winner.
Is it?
You won the first
Congratulations,
round.
Jordan.
Well, thank you.
Many a huzzah in
And
your
a very,
direction.
very quiet applause for you.
And the worst winner is Barry.
We are going to be playing collection styles.
Brad, I'm willing to overlook your chocolatiness.
I do not wish any sort of balloon-related death now.
I'll have you know, I drank some vanilla milk before I came here.
I'll have you know, if we reach day 80, you turn into a balloon.
Well, I'm not looking forward to that taking place.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it muchly. I'll be touting you around Chocolate Town, being like, look at the poor man. He's now a balloon.